Hello and welcome to another video on Pidini doing stuff and filming it. Tonight we're going to be doing another unboxing slash product review video. I've been buying quite a few bits and bobs recently. Tonight it's going to be this bad boy from B&M. It's a it's a ring light with a tripod, LED ring light. It's from B&M's Streaming Studio range, which they seem to be selling at the moment. So yeah, we'll have a look at that. It's not technically an unboxing video because, well, I've already unboxed it. Did that pretty much straight away. But I kept the box so that I can show you, and we'll have a look around the finished product as well. I bought this. I wanted another light. I did buy one the other day. It was a Poundland one. Perfectly good. It's quite a bit smaller than this, like 2 sizes down. But that's set up semi-permanently now in the study on my desk with my webcam mounted in it. And rather than take that apart every time I want to go and film somewhere else, I decided I'll just get another one. These things aren't expensive on it. The only reason I got the Poundland one is because I was in Peterborough and it was a shorter walk to Poundland rather than go to B&M and get the ring light that I actually wanted. So I've got that one set up, thought I'm going to go get the B&M one this time, and I went all the way to Newmarket B&M, and they didn't have the one that I wanted. The one I wanted is about a size down from this one, but you don't get the tall tripod with it. What you get instead is a tripod kind of like this, which is a fair bit more portable than what I was looking for. And the mountings are universal, so I could just already mount it on my camera tripod that the camera is on now, because it comes with an attachment to mount the camera inside the light as well. So that's what I was going for. When I got there, they didn't have it, and there didn't even seem to be a space for it. I don't know if they've stopped doing it or if that particular store just didn't carry it, but we ended up getting this instead. I'm glad I did, because it's nice to have a separate tripod for the light and the camera. I've got 2 large tripods now, and several of these smaller ones that I can use for various filming. So I'll just show you quickly. As I said, I've already unboxed this and assembled it. I'll show you what to expect. So it's a semi-unboxing video. The box did seem bigger than it needed to be until I actually opened it up. And inside, all you get is, it all goes in this large plastic thing, vacuum molded plastic. It sits in there, the light, and you get your little accessories. So I'll go nicely in the recycle bin later. And you get an instruction book as well, which of course I didn't read because, well, typical bloke, I never do. Half of it's just in warnings. Don't use it in the bath. Don't use it in fire. Yeah, don't cock about with it. You know, it may be USB, but it's still an electrical item. And there's instructions on how to put it together and how to use it. Hint, there's a switch, you turn it on. So yeah, packaging fairly simple. This is the actual product. So I'll show you here. As I said, I've already assembled it. But essentially it comes in sort of 3-4 pieces. You get the tripod all folded up. The light obviously is one piece, and then you get these little, this comes away, you can unscrew this middle part, and then that bit can be removed as well. If you can do that and then pop it off. So those bits come separate, and this little joint in the middle that you can see here is separate as well. So 1, 2, 3, so 5 pieces in the box. Fairly easy to assemble. You snap that back together, and then that just screws in the middle. So that's what you get as standard, but these bits that I'm screwing in are standard camera mountings, as with all the other ring lights. So you could put any sort of digital camera or attachment in there if you wanted to. It's a fairly universal fitting. Interestingly, this little mount here is the exact same piece as came with the Poundland ring light, so clearly they have the same manufacturer for some of their products. So yeah, that's what it is. I'll give it a quick plug in before I show you more about the tripod. Got a quick power pack here. fully charged. So when there's power to the unit, you have this little control here. It lights up blue when you've got power to it. And it's simple one really. Closer, you've got power at the bottom, and then you've got a plus and a minus, or well, a minus and a plus to control the brightness, and that button in the middle cycles between the colour settings. There's 3 different colour settings. And this, when I turn it on, that's the normal setting, which seems to be the brightest, and I'll cycle through the colour settings quickly. Sort of a softer white, and then you have this sort of cold blue colour, and then back to the normal white light. I don't know what they're actually called, these different settings. As it says on the box, it just says 3 light modes. Then yeah, it says it's ideal for selfies, live streaming, video calls and makeup. Well, I mean, I'm not actually going to use it for any of those things, but I'm going to be using it in some of my upcoming content. So that's how the kit works. I'll turn that back off like that. And oh no, I will show you quickly. You can adjust the brightness as well. So that's at full brightness when you first turn it on, and you can turn it down like that. It says there's 10 brightness levels. That's as dim as it goes. You can cycle through the colours from there, and then you can turn it back up like that. So that's it. Works really well. It is, as you can see, really quite bright on its maximum setting. It's quite a bit larger than my other ring lights. It says 12 inch, which I'm assuming is the diameter. So even if you're not using the phone mount, if you want to put, say, a camera, you can get quite a large camera in this and it'll still do the job. So have a quick look. The tripod on the bottom, to adjust it, you unscrew these little knobs here. This bottom one, it's for adjusting the legs. So if you bring it all the way up, it will fold together like that. And it also forms part of the height adjustment, so if you push this plastic bit all the way down, it will sit quite a bit taller. Obviously though, you do then lose a bit of stability because you've narrowed the base. So if this was at its full height, I'd be quite careful around it. I found that the ideal setting for it seems to be about there. And by that I mean you have a perpendicular angle between this bit and the leg. So if you get that to 90 degrees or as close as you can, don't have to be perfect, and tighten it off, that'll do. And that's perfectly stable. And yeah, I mean, if you wanted, you could push it down a bit lower, get it slightly wider, but that just seems to be perfect for it. Height adjustment is done with these, so you can undo that one, undo that one. With them undone, the thing does then rotate if you do need to rotate it, although even if they're done up, this ball joint here allows movement as well as rotation. So I'll leave that there for now. And all you do is start with that bit comes out, then you tighten it off, and the next bit comes out, and you tighten it off. And that is pretty much maximum height right there. Tighten that back up. That go all loose now by spinning it around. There we go. So I mean, you could make it slightly taller if you really needed by adjusting the base, but that's about the height. And you can see it's about head height for me. If I had my phone here, which of course I can't because it's filming, but let's use a box of matches there. So you can see if I was filming something and I want it to be stood up, that's pretty much head height, maybe a little bit higher, but of course it's adjustable. You could, like I say, get it a touch higher if you were really quite tall, but that's about right on there. Yeah, and you can easily just move it up and down just by twiddling with that. The wire, even at full height, you've got plenty of it. So yeah, even with it at full height, it still reaches to the floor, and there's about another 2 foot of slack on the floor, so you don't have to worry about this being long enough. If anything, it's maybe a bit too long for my liking. It just seems to get tangled up everywhere. So yeah, good little product. Very easy to assemble. I mean, like I said, they include instructions, but they really didn't need to. It took me all of, I don't know, 5 minutes to put it together. And I was making a cup of tea at the time, as well as fiddling with a couple of other bits that I'd bought. So yeah, instructions on how to use it. Well, there's a power button, you turn it on, and then you play with it, and then you turn it back off when you're done. So yeah, most of that is warnings, really. Do not use with wet hands, keep away from heat sources, do not immerse in water or any other liquid, that sort of thing. Do not use unit for anything other than its intended use. Whoops, that's exactly what I plan on doing it. So yeah, that is the B&M, they call it the Streaming Studio brand. If you look out for this symbol, they have a couple of other products out there. Maybe a tripod LED ring light. I'm happy with it. It's a good bit of kit. You could, if you wanted, take the light off and put cameras on it, or put the camera in the actual light itself. I mean, as you can see, there is a bit of play in it. It's not a proper camera tripod. But if all you're doing is looking for lighting, you don't really need that much strength and stability. You're not putting that much weight on the top of it. So yeah, I'm happy with the purchase. I'm actually glad I got this rather than the thing that I went there to get. This is infinitely more useful. And I've got so many of these little tripods, so if I ever need this light on a desk, I can just unscrew it from the base and put it on something like that. Price wise, as you can see on the box, it says wow, £20, which was, a little bit more than I was looking to spend. The one I went there is, I want to say £10, but you don't get this, you don't get the tripod with it. The light itself is smaller, shorter wire. So yeah, I'm glad I managed to get the extra one. And yeah, it's a really good and reasonably priced product. So yeah, as I keep saying, happy with that, and thank you for watching.